And I'm young strip on there, man. Young strip nice. The Commish. Radio show. Radio show. It's the Commish. Tune in.
I know you're gonna dig this.
30 seconds.
Commish Radio Show back again for another exciting Saturday here at the Fishbowl Radio Network. Glad to be here with you guys, ladies and gentlemen, again, fighting for justice as we're always doing on this 28th day of April. I can't believe that the year is we're already almost into May. It's about time for us to start, heating up, really firing up the grill. If you haven't already done, this is Texas. I believe we fire up the grill every day. That it's a good day to put something on the grill. We wanted to spend a couple of minutes getting you caught up with the news that's happening right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This week we have on the Commish Radio Show, we have trustee, Dallas Independent School Board trustee Bernadette Nuttall. She'll be here with us during the second hour, and Marilyn Mays will be stopping by. She's running for judge. She will be here during the first hour. And on Monday, we have Sasha Marino. She is running for Justice of the Peace in Dallas County. She will be here during the April 30th show, the last show of April, and then beginning with May Day, we will have Mayor Kim Fitzpatrick, who's running for judge over in Tarrant County. So we have an exciting show, the beginning of next week and also ending of this week. And then we got some surprises that's coming up in May as well. May 12th, Justice Rises in the East. Yours truly, Ed Gray, will be the keynote speaker for the Mesquite NAACP. They are calling in right now. Tickets are going fast. They're going fast, so catch it. May 12th, Mesquite NAACP. I will be the keynote speaker for that. Speaking of Commish land news, Dallas City Councilman Casey Thomas is having his Honors Award ceremony at Dallas Baptist University at 6:30 this evening. So I would like to send a special shout out to all of those people that will be at that ceremony, in which I'll be emceeing the Master of Ceremonies for that. Dallas Baptist University, it's easy for me to say, Dallas Baptist University tonight. I'd like to thank SMU, Southern Methodist University, where I spoke last week at the Cox School of Business. So that's what's going on with Ed Gray. I would also like to thank our partners at WFAA, Inside Texas Politics, where you can catch me at 9 on 8. Hey, tune in this week, tune in next week. Next week, I will be the commentator on Inside Texas Politics. So Monday night politics. If you can't wait for me on Sunday, catch me at the African American Museum. I'll be one of the sponsors for Monday Night Politics. And I'd like to send a shout out to Miss Molly Bell and the crew over at the Dallas Examiner. Monday Night Politics, April 30th. We have an exciting lineup. Running for governor, we have Lupe Valdez, Sheriff Lupe Valdez, the former sheriff of Dallas County. She will be there, but she's been invited. I don't know whether or not she'll be there or not. Hopefully she will be there, because the last time I spoke to her, I had asked her about coming on the show, and she said, well, hey, got to make it quick. I still remember that remark. So she probably will come by Monday Night Politics, and, she'll probably make it quick if she's there. Andrew White, I spoke with Andrew White on Twitter. You can catch me on Twitter, EdGray1906, and also on Instagram. We just did an Instagram post as well, EdGray1906. You can catch me there. Andrew White is committed to be on the show here He has a couple more weeks before the election. We'd like to see Andrew White right here on this show. Speaking of people who've been on the show, Congressional District 32, the runoff between Colin Allred and Lillian Salerno. They were both here on the Commish radio show. Hey, good luck to them both. They are looking to unseat Pete Sessions, who is the best congressman that Texas has had that happens to live in Florida. That's right, he happens to live in Florida. But you know, I ain't mad at him. It's a good job if you can get it. State Rep 109. 109. That's that area of DeSoto, Lancaster. I'm speaking, where you can understand Lancaster. You're not Lancaster, because, if you're from somewhere else, you call it Lancaster. If you're from Fort Worth, you probably call it that too. But it's Lancaster. It's Lancaster. We understand that. But, they have the runoff between DeSandra Lockhart Jones and Carl Sherman Sr. They had a debate earlier today. So, you guys can call in at 214-556-6239. That's right there. Right there. Look at it. Right there. 214-556-6239. We are on this new program that Strip has. Go on and speak to the people. Let them know that you're there, man. You all camera, man.
Oh, yeah, what's going on?
Okay.
Young Strip with the Commish radio show. We're streaming Facebook Live. Got the 2 camera angles, Like I said, we got to get the perfect shots for the Commish.
That's right. Bridget Whitmore running for judge in the 193rd. She is running against Judge Carl Ginsburg. Bridget Whitmore is the judicial candidate. You've seen her here on this show before. Would still like to send a special request for Judge Ginsburg. Judge Ginsburg has been noble and has done great works on the bench. We'd like to have him here on this show as well. We don't want to make it appear that we are siding with one individual over another. We still extend that invitation to Judge Ginsburg. He has not returned the phone call, or I may possibly have the wrong number. I hope I've had not had the wrong number. So if you happen to know of him or to able to get in touch with him, let him know that we would love to have him on the show. As the opponent, Bridget Whitmore, has been on twice, and we want to give everyone an opportunity to be on the Commish radio show, so you, the people, can see who you're voting for and why you're voting. And let's talk about voting just for 1 minute. 1 minute, because it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Shout out to Tanya Stafford, who is now in Washington, D.C. at this moment, talking about human trafficking. And that report that she's given to United States Congress is eye-opening, in which Dallas, Texas, is in the top 10 of places in the United States where human trafficking is done. Human trafficking done right here in Dallas, Texas. One of the things that I would want to go ahead and spend a couple of minutes about, 2 things. Let's go. That concludes the announcements for today. I know I'm like the church lady giving the announcements of the day. I want to go ahead and talk to you, the people at home, for a minute. I want to talk to you about voter fraud in the state of Texas, more specifically in the DFW area. And I'd like to speak to you about that. And I would also like to speak to you about the Confederate statues. And then after that, we'll go to our break. And as you know, we play local music, the best local music that we have here on the Fishbowl Radio Network in the Commish Radio Show. Al Sharpton is going to be in town tomorrow, hosted by one of the best NAACPs here in the state of Texas. That will be the Arlington NAACP, which is led by Alicia Simmons. She's done a great job. Alicia Simmons has been tremendous in getting the word out and speaking against injustices. And wow, she's brought a stellar lineup of people that have come through the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Last year it was Roland Martin, Brother Roland Martin, my alpha brother, Roland Martin was here. And now this weekend it will be Al Sharpton, who will be appearing well, right down the road there, right down the road at the convention center. So he'll be here 4 o'clock tomorrow. So I'll see Al Sharpton tomorrow, Reverend Al Sharpton tomorrow, and we're talking about justice. And justice, as I stated, to the Mesquite NAACP rises in the east. But, you know, we have some problems if you want to go west. And if you want to go west, we have some distinct problems. Crystal Mason was found guilty of voting and was sentenced, I believe, to 8 years in prison. 8 or 5. 5 years in prison, thank you. 5 years in prison for voting. Rosa Maria Ortega from Grand Prairie was sentenced to 8 years in prison for voting. 8 years in prison for voting. Miss Ortega, Hispanic, Miss Mason, black, both minorities. We're talking about feminism. We're talking about the rights of women. We're also talking about the rights of women that have made a mistake in one simple thing, such as voting. Just voting, people. Voting. And they're sentenced to go to jail for 8 and 5 years. 5 and 8 years, respectively, for voting. They didn't kill nobody. They didn't do like this young man did who had, what was that disease strip they said he had? Affluenza?
Affluenza, yes.
Affluenza?
Yeah.
In which he killed, how many people did he kill?
4 people.
4 people. He killed 4 people.
He killed 4 people and he's at home right now, probably playing Xbox or something.
Right. And games in which he's killing people there on that.
Exactly.
But you know, voting, you get sentenced to prison. 5 years with Crystal Mason. 8 years with Miss Ortega. And this young kid, affluenza kid, he gets the chance to go home and play with his Xbox. There's something wrong with that, America, in which we do that, in which people who are sentenced to jail for trying to do the right thing. And in this particular case, with Miss Mason's, she thought she could vote and she couldn't. But meanwhile, and I want to take task right now to the judicial system and the Republican Party.
It brings me to a question, though, that I've been seeing a lot more lately. Do you personally feel that there's a difference between justice and then justice for people of color?
I don't think there's any justice when it comes to people of color. So a system that was not built for people can't fail you. So you just fight against the system. That's what you do. So, you know, when it's one of those things. You can't do what they do. Okay, that's just simply put. You can't do what they do. You know, you just can't do it. You know, if we want to go ahead and talk about Miss Mason and Miss Ortega, let's also bring forth the judge that was sentenced. Well, he was made to resign, the Justice of the Peace, Republican Justice of the Peace. Voter fraud again. Having people sign and they wasn't the signatures. Voter fraud. Republicans talk about black people voter fraud. They talk about Hispanics voter fraud. But when their own elected officials do the same thing, the same exact thing, well, no, they don't get that. They get a slap in the wrist. Why don't you resign from office and call it a day? That's happened in East Dallas as well, in East Dallas County as well. They had someone out there as well that was doing that, a candidate as well, and then you have it in Fort Worth as well. This is no type of justice at all. What this is a mockery of justice. I spoke with Crystal Mason's folks. I also spoke with Crystal Mason earlier today on social media, and hopefully she will be coming on the show, appearing on the show at a later time in which we'll be able to discuss that as well. Would like to also send a hello. You know, this show always defend the rights of women. And I want to go ahead and send a hello, and I'm glad you're still alive comment to Sandria Faye. You remember her from Morning's Bench? She wrote the book Morning's Bench?
Yeah.
Was on the show. She almost lost her life this past week, people. Police came into her house. Well, I wouldn't say police. Police is like normal people with badges, that kind of thing. They come in and knock on the door. They ask, are you who you say you are? open up the door. But in this particular case, they did not open up the door that way. They rammed, they bulldozed the door down and came in with SWAT and armed guns. Not the real guns that you have, with the real small guns, if you will, but they are 15 type guns, and they woke up out of her sleep. We will have her to call in and possibly talk to us as well. But she woke up to the sounds of policemen coming into her house. And we can read the transcript later, because she sent it to me and she put the picture out on Instagram as well. But they had the wrong house. That's how she woke up. But they had the wrong house. They were looking for the people next door. But they came into her house.
So police bum rushed her door, kicked in her door, ran all in there, woke her up, and they ended up being the wrong house.
Right, but they just not normal policemen. Normal policemen have normal guns.
Yes. These were like SWAT, military grade
That's what you're talking about.
officers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, normal policemen have normal guns, you know, right there.
I wonder what was going on in the house that they intended to.
Well, they were looking for somebody over there, and they knew the guy wasn't there.
Wow.
But they came in and they just, you know, that's what they did. It's a lot of questions to be had on that one.
They just wanted to tear something up.
Well, they did what they did. But the sad part about it is, with the gun to her head, they said, they asked her who she was. She replied who she was, and according to what I read on her Instagram and her social media posts, they asked her, how do we know you're who you say you are? Well, that's pretty difficult. I normally don't carry my ID with me to bed, but nevertheless, you know, that's what you have. So she proved who she was, and after she got her wits about her, you know, she let them know that she was scared. And they said, what you got to be scared for? We wasn't going to shoot you. We wasn't going to shoot you. We wasn't going to shoot you. Yeah, that's the deal we deal with in America. What are you scared for? We wasn't going to shoot you. You get tossed out of a chair at a Waffle House, and what are you worried about? We ain't going to shoot you. You know, you get stopped like Sandra Bland and everything, and you complaining about why'd you stop me over a signal light? Well, what are you scared about? I ain't gonna shoot you. You know, there's a whole bunch of things on that. Well, I wouldn't be worried about being shot, but I sure in the hell would be worried about your chokehold, because your chokeholds can kill you.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like an old Richard Pryor joke. And this justice in America is not a joke. And when we come back on the Commish radio show, we'll talk to you more about it. Call in. Our call-in numbers is right there at their screen, 214-556-6239. Again, it's right there on their screen, 214-556-6239. We're going to try something. We're going to try this up, since Strip already has this nice little deal out there for us to call in, and Strip has been so nice of us to allow us to use the Ed Gray page this time around. So let's go ahead and do that while we wait for our guests. 214-556-6239. And let's, if you want to talk about the Confederate statues, let's talk about that. But meanwhile, I'm going to take a little break and give you a minute to listen to some of this best music that we have on the Commish radio show, the best local artists. Who we going to listen to?
I'm going to throw on some Can You See first.
Can You See? All right, Can You See? Turn the music up.
All right. You want to stay live on this?
Now we go. Can you see? Come to me. Turn it up. Facebook Live, we own the rights to this song. Let me tell that name.
So you ought to cut that one off?
No, No, this is going back and back. You gonna go rotate to where this to go? Camera down.
It does that every 15 seconds. Yeah, you'll see it. It's not live right now.
It is live. Are you looking
Are
on
you on live from the same page?
Looking on his phone.
Just Dallas Baptist University? You see you guys at 6:30.